Lauren, you are on record.
Good. The meeting of the Township of Parsippany-Troy Hills Planning Board for Monday, November 3rd, 2025, the hour of 7:30 p.m. having arrived and passed. Announcement is made that adequate notice of this meeting has been given and that it is being conducted in accordance with NJSA 10:4-6 at SEC of the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act. Nora, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Didich.
Here.
Mr. DiPiero.
Here.
Councilwoman Hernandez.
Here.
Mr. Meth.
Present.
Chairman Dinsmore.
Here.
We have our board planner, Ms. Winter, our board engineer, Mr. Canjiano, and our board attorney, Ms. Steinman.
All right, let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, this meeting is open to the general public. Is there anyone here who wishes to bring something to our attention that is not on our agenda tonight? Hearing and seeing nothing. We move on to our resolutions. We have resolution application number 25. Is this the minor site plan? So
Yes,
Gordon?
that's right.
Okay, can I have a motion to accept application number 25:503?
Yep, motion to approve application number 25:503, Colonial Heights, 300 Parsippany Road, Block 388, Lot 1, minor site plan for amenity improvements.
Second, Math.
Didich.
Yes.
Meth.
Yes.
All right. Next, we have application number 25:510, GREP Acquisition LLC, 169 Lackawanna Avenue. Do I have a motion to approve?
And
Oh,
there were a
and-
couple
yes.
revisions, just to clarify that multiple tenants could be possible at the property. This is, for 169 Lackawanna, that's the warehouse building.
Yes.
Some clarification, just a mistake in one of the square footages that I listed, and then a clarification regarding the replacement trees in the wooded areas, but nothing substantive.
Okay, so do I have a motion?
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Didich.
a motion to approve application number 25:510, GREP Acquisition LLC, 169 Lackawanna Avenue, Block 136, Lots 33, Zone SED-5A, preliminary and final major site plan with major soil moving permit for construction of a warehouse,
Do I have a
as per the
second?
conditions laid out by the attorney.
Good. Do I have a second?
Second, Hernandez.
Very good. Nora, would you call the roll, please?
Didich.
Yes.
DiPiero.
Yes.
Hernandez.
Yes.
Meth.
Yes.
Dinsmore.
Yes. All right, we move on. Now, we have on our agenda tonight, application number 24:527, Sharab Shah, 76 Alexander Avenue, Block 393, Lot 20, Zone R3, preliminary and final major subdivision with C variance with major soil moving permit for a two-lot subdivision with a cul-de-sac right-of-way extension.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman. Attorney Rosemary Snow Dougherty with the law firm of Daylight Strauss here tonight on behalf of the applicant, Mr. Shaw. Again, here on what has been now amended and revised to be a minor subdivision for the property known as Block 393, Lot 20, 76 Alexander Avenue. The board members and professionals should all have the updated revised revision plans that were dated October 16th, 2025, which were prepared by Mr. Viola. If I may, just give a quick summary. We were here in front of the board back on September 22nd, 2025. With that major subdivision application with the cul-de-sac, as Mr. Chair indicated. And upon hearing comments of the different board members and professionals, it was suggested that we revise the application to eliminate that cul-de-sac and to instead have it as a minor subdivision that would create one new variance and would change the two variances that we were seeking previously as to minimum lot width. Minimum lot width that is required is 100 feet for both lots. Previously, we had 93.5 feet, and we had 89.1 feet. Currently, with the new minor subdivision plan, we have eliminated the cul-de-sac, and both lots need 60 feet for minimum lot width. And then we picked up one new variance for minimum lot frontage, which is just for proposed lot 20.02, where 66 feet is required, and we have 50 feet. Previously, no variances were needed. We were at 144.59 feet on proposed lot 20.01, and we were at 153.77 feet because, again, of that cul-de-sac for what would be proposed lot 20.02. At the previous hearing, there were many conversations that happened that we had already agreed to stipulate to if the board were to act favorably on the application. Just to recap, it was that the township forester would confirm all the species for tree replacement, that there would be required an LOI as a condition of approval for the wetlands delineation. A highlands application would be required. We would have to get appropriate new lot numbers and addresses from the tax assessor's office if this were to be approved, and that we would also provide a wooden split rail fence at the border of where the wetlands limit line is, just to make sure there's a demarcation that the homeowners, future homeowners, could see in the field to protect those areas, and that we would also flip the driveways, which we did on the revised plan that was submitted, to make sure that there were no windows kind of up against on the neighbor's side, because previously the houses were set so far back, now they've been brought more forward on the lots. There was some very minor testimony from Mr. Miola, who is acting in both capacities as engineer and planner, where he did stipulate under his opinion as the planner that the goals of the municipal land use under items C, E, G, and I would be proposed as part of the positive and negative benefits in accordance if the board were to seek to grant the variances. And that's really it in a summary. I can have Mr. Miola just go through the revisions of the lot line, but that's where we're at. We listened to all the concerns. We can stipulate to the updated review memo that we received from GPI dated October 29th, and also the updated completeness from ARH dated October 30th.
Oh, I'd like to just hear Mr. Miola talk about it a little bit. He's already under oath, I suppose.
Just to clarify that both lots need frontage variances.
Yes, both
Okay.
lots need frontage, correct.
So, Mr. Miola?
Yes. What the board has before them is the revised plans based on the discussions at the last meeting. And what we've done is we've eliminated the cul-de-sac, and we get two lots that are now fronting on
Alexander.
Thank you, I can't remember the name of it, Alexander. They have 50-foot of frontage each, we divided it right down the middle, and then the two homes are placed approximately 85 to 90 feet back from the right-of-way line. The homes are not large by any extent. These homes are 32 by 34 foot first floor footprints, and then a two-car garage that's 21 by 22. And then what the architect manages to do is to get a fourth bedroom over the garage so that it's a four-bedroom house. So, I mean, we're talking about 1,100 square foot footprint of living space on the first floor. That's modest by today's standards. I don't think there's much more we could cut out of it. And I read the reports. I don't have any problems with either of the reports. I do agree with everything that the engineer has suggested. And we will clean up the plans and eliminate some of the details we don't need anymore. And we recognize that if the board approves it, that we'll have to get an official LOI the LOI was, not the LOI, but the wetlands was delineated for us at the beginning by John Peel, who's a recognized wetlands expert. That's all he does is wetlands. And the wetlands he did locate is slightly off-site. They're on the, basically Route 287 right-of-way, but the buffer for that wetlands would extend into our property. We don't have a problem putting a fence along the buffer. You know, the buffer is nowhere near where the houses are going. There's still ample backyard for both of these homes.
And then, Mr. Miola, just to reiterate the record as far as the planning proves, is it your opinion as a professional planner, the plan allows for adequate light, air, and open space for the construction of the 2 new single-family dwellings?
Yes, both of these plans fit within the required setbacks. So it's providing the anticipated light, air, and open space because it's meeting all of the setback requirements. And, sorry, I'm losing it. I was just thinking of something and it went in and out of my head quickly.
Well, you've also visited the neighborhood on multiple times,
Yes.
correct? And
Yes.
is it your professional opinion that this plan fits within the general scheme of the neighborhood as it exists today?
Yes. This is a subdivision that was created in 1954. The houses were much smaller back then. As you go out there, you can see many of the houses have had additions put onto them. A lot of them in conformance with the ordinance. But, you know, people, little by little, are making the houses to today's comfortable standards.
So is it fair to say this is a pretty mature neighborhood development?
Yes, it is.
And is it your opinion that it would promote a positive visual residential aesthetic to the neighborhood as well?
Yes.
And make more effective use of the land?
Yes, and what I was going to point out to the board was, with the board suggesting looking at it, not putting in the cul-de-sac, what you've done is now still have the same 2 houses, but you've eliminated the cul-de-sac, which from my client's standpoint, he was willing to build it if he had to. But you got to remember, the town would then have the maintenance on it for the rest of their life. Plowing the snow, taking care of the curb, sidewalk, and everything else that goes associated with the cul-de-sac. So the benefit really is for both the client and the town.
Is there any additional proofs or anything that you'd like to add to the record, Mr. Miola?
No. I'd like to hear what the board thinks about my drawing to the turnout. Good.
I'll start with Mr. Canjiano asking questions because
I don't have much. They addressed, what we were looking for. Just my comment number 4, and this is really just for the board's consideration. The lots are narrow, and they have sort of that triangular shape, and as you go back, it gets wider, the lots. And this is just for the board's consideration, and maybe the applicant may want to give his opinion or comment regarding, is there any way to possibly rearrange the proposed dwelling in some way to get the square footage, but also make them a little bit narrower in some way that you can move those houses closer to the front yard, kind of more in line with the prevailing front yards, the prevailing houses, the adjoining houses that are closer to the street.
If I may answer that, because I have spoken to the applicant about it. The concern was on the architectural side. These homes are proposed to have 2-car garages. If you make them even narrower, what happens, which a lot of municipalities are not for, is that the front elevation then becomes all garage and very little front dwelling. So that was kind of part of that rationale of trying to keep a balance of what the front elevation would look like from the road, so it doesn't just look like a set of garages.
That's for the board. I only brought it up for their consideration.
And I looked at it when I got the comment, I looked at it too, and the only option there really is to go to a 1-car garage, and nobody wants a 1-car garage today,
Agreed. Steve, do you have any comments on the planning testimony?
You hit the pertinent points. Now, this is a from my planning perspective too, this is a better option than, what was previously proposed. It's gonna give you more green space, less impervious coverage, which are all positives. So, and with the proposed fencing, it will provide some, visual buffer from the neighbors too.
Okay, any members of the board have questions on this testimony at this time? Hearing and no questions. Are there any members of the public who have any questions on this testimony at this time? Hearing and seeing none. What else have you got?
That was it. I promised 10 minutes, so I'm trying to keep my promise.
you wait longer.
That's all right. Are there any members of the public who wish to comment on this case at this time? Hearing and seeing none. I guess this closes the evidentiary portion of tonight's hearing. Do I hear a motion?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I have a quick question for Mr. Canjiano. So if we have to pull the houses a little bit front, how much that would be? How many feet you're thinking of?
Excuse me, say that again?
If we have to pull the houses a little forward, how many feet you're thinking of?
Well, no, again, it's a factor of the architectural footprint, the consideration, the way the buildings look, and I just wanted to bring it up for a question that we had, if there was a reasonable way to rearrange the architecture that it still works and it becomes a little bit narrower, but again,
Okay.
it was just a question.
I was just curious,
I had.
yeah.
I'm not an architect, so I
All
couldn't
right.
tell you if there's a better way to lay that out and still make it look good and appropriate and be functional.
Okay, yeah.
I'd say the only way I can think of is if they took and turned the houses 90 degrees, and so they have the garage effect,
Yeah.
where the garage is
Yeah.
facing you.
Yeah, and then you see a lot of garage.
You see a lot of garage.
And that would be more out of character,
Yeah,
I think.
yeah.
I'd rather let the owners and the developers figure that out.
Yep.
Okay.
Actually, I have one question on the zoning table.
Yes.
I'm looking at the front yard setbacks. One of them lots, it says is 87.7, and the other one is 85.1. When I look at the callouts, I can find the 85.1, I can't find the 87.7. I see 92.5. Which version of the plan?
Well, I see 85.9.
Well, there's an 85.1 just beside it.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, you have an 85.1 to the little bump out.
Yes, I understand
going into
that.
the house, and you have 85.9 to the other bump out.
It's more the other lot that I'm,
The other lot, closest dimension is 92.5.
so the zoning table's wrong?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
That's all I- yeah. All right.
And I looked at that, and maybe that's why the number was on there. At one time, we took the house and had turned it and put the long side parallel here, which gives me a little space here so I can move that house a little bit closer, maybe 3 to 5 feet. And I decided that I thought it would look better as it came around the curve, the step with the curve. But, I mean, we could do that, you know, if you wanted to.
I think in this location in Parsippany, near 287, in this neighborhood, I think it looks fine. Just my own opinion.
And you have fencing on the sides of the house.
Yes, we can put fencing, or I was thinking if you want, we can put a row of dark American arborvitae's to buffer between us and the neighbor, to screen the house.
So that sounds good. All right, now we're in a motion.
All right, Mr. Chairman, a motion to approve application number 24:527, Saurabh Shah, 76 Alexander Avenue, Block 393, Lot 20, Zone R-3, preliminary and final major subdivision with C variance with major soil moving permit for a 2-lot subdivision with a cul-de-sac ROW extension.
Can I ask our attorney here for any of the
Any
conditions?
conditions, yeah.
So the conditions were, working with the township forester to make sure that the trees and landscaping are the correct species, to obtain an LOI as a condition of approval, to make an application to the Highlands Council, to comply with the tax assessor's recommendations, to construct the wooden split rail fence at the wetlands buffer, to address all the comments in the board engineer and board planner's reports, flip the driveways, you already did that, and I think this might have been a comment from from the engineer's report, but there was a comment about a dry well and stormwater management on the site.
Yeah,
That's
and
gonna
we
be-
stipulated to that in the review memo. The only other condition I had was, some type of buffer, whether it be, fencing or arborvitae's between the neighbors.
And then to provide details to the township engineer regarding soil movement at that time, and to do a deed restriction, oh wait, I guess we don't need the deed restriction.
Right, that
Okay,
came off.
that was
when we
from,
changed it.
okay. Windows facing the, and then comply with the Morris County Planning Board. I think that was it.
All right, and that was included in your resolution. Your motion.
Yep.
Do we have a second?
Second, Meth.
Ms. Jolie, would you call the roll, please?
Deech,
Yes.
DePiero,
Yes.
Hernandez,
Yes.
Math,
Yes.
Dinsmore.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you for coming.
Is there anything else that needs to come before this board tonight?
Yeah.
Hearing and seeing none. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Do I hear a second? Or are you gonna stay?
I was gonna suggest maybe we should look at the master plan today. Just kidding. Since there's only five of us here. All right.
All right.
Second for the. motion.
Okay, all in
right.
favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody not, gets to stay here. Thank you all.
Okay, but conditions have so much changed.
Thank you very much, Judy.
The world's a different place now.